Good morning, traders. It's Jonathan van Clute with Stock Navigators on Wednesday, April 24th at a quarter to 6 a.m. And I want to remind you, as I always do, to please subscribe to the channel if you've not already. Give us a thumbs up on the video, please. And let me know any tickers you'd like me to look at or analyze or anything else that I can do to help you out in understanding these analyses. Now let's start by taking a look at the S&P 500, which is where I always start out things. And yesterday was an absolutely ridiculous, straight up bull day. There's no question. Big green candle. We haven't had a green candle like that in a while. And it was just crazy nonstop. I mean, you can see it right there on the 60, one shot up. Pretty much that was the day. After that, it just went nowhere, a little bit sideways. That's it. So really super bullish, right? And doesn't that mean, we're breaking highs and we're etc. off to the races and it's a straight bull market and so on and so forth? Well, I saw a discussion yesterday in one of my Facebook trading groups about this being a short squeeze, and that would not surprise me. There are plenty of people out there who are seeing the market up where it is and saying, "Oh, it can't go any higher. It can't go any higher. I'm going short." And for a while, it didn't really go anywhere. It was very sideways, fairly small range, just kind of stuck in here. And then all of a sudden it pops up on huge energy. Well, that suggests that perhaps a lot of people went short at this level and they have their stops sitting right out here in these levels here. And this basically just ran through and took all those stops and then stopped cold. So, what that would suggest, if it's true, is that yes, in fact, the market does want to go down. It is almost time to go short, but these people were early and the market essentially eats their stops and then can come back down. Right now, we are very, very close to the all time high. If I zoom out a little bit here, there it is. There is the all time historical high right there, this top blue line. Here's where it failed to make a higher high. Then it broke the higher low, and we all know what happened there, all the way down to the bottom of this zone here. And we are shaping up for a repeat of the same thing. And so be very, very cautious here in the next days, weeks. It's hard to tell how quickly things can happen. But look where we're at. We're very, very close to the all-time record high right now. But the oscillator weaker, 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 and basically holding down at that level. So we are not getting increasing momentum. Momentum is actually bleeding out of this market, even as prices are pushing higher. This is a divergence. The indicator is diverging from price. Indicator is going lower while price is going higher. So that is a very cautionary signal. But that does not mean we're ready to go short yet. Not on a big picture anyway, not on a daily basis. The trend is very definitely still up right now. There's no question about it. We very well could get up here and test the all-time high one more time, push right up to it or very close to it, and then, as we did before, perhaps fail to make a higher high and then pull back. We'll have to see if that is what happens. But right now, anyway, given the oscillator situation on the daily, I am thinking that is likely. But until we see this crossing below the zero line, technically the bulls are still in control and sentiment is on the bull side. On the 60-minute chart, obviously you can see yesterday's big push up here. Huge oscillator just straight up, but then it kind of straight back down again. Although price is right back up where it was. So we have a quite divergent indicator here on the oscillator, and the 60-minute chart is certainly weakening. The MACD line is below the signal line already, and if it can cross below the zero line, we will know there's definitely some downside follow through to be had. Right now, however, the 21 EMA here has held as support, and price came right back down to it and then bounced off. And right now it's trying to hold up there. But will it be able to hang on to those gains from yesterday or not? That is the big question. And we're going to have to wait and see what the market wants to do today when the bell rings in 40 minutes. So until then, it is just a waiting game to see what's going to happen. But I do not trust this push up at all. And I am looking to get ready for a significant short position here sometime in the near future, unless things completely change. Oscillator starts building momentum, breaks the highs on higher momentum, then that would change everything. Then we would have a continuation to the upside. All right, here is crude oil, and it is simply continuing its uptrend. I mean, this is kind of a boring up market right now. It is pretty much just straight up. Every pullback to the 21 EMA has been a great buying opportunity. The momentum in the navigator is, or excuse me, in the oscillator is increasing. So we've got lower oscillator back here, higher oscillator back here. So it is increasing along with the trend. It looked like it might have been decreasing for a little bit, but then we came back in with more momentum. So this is why we say you don't just automatically short a divergence, something like this, a bearish divergence in an uptrend. You don't just go short because of the divergence. You've got to see some kind of confirmation in the price action and also in the indicator crossing that zero line. And we have not had that at all. The trend is very definitely still up. Simple as that. So that's it. It's an uptrend. Right now, it is ever so slightly divergent here. You've got a little bit of a divergence happening, but again, just like we had back here, a little bit of a divergence does not just mean all of a sudden the market has to reverse. Yeah, maybe it pulls back to the 21 EMA or something, and that would be another good buying opportunity. Right now, every single pullback to anywhere near the 21 EMA has been a great opportunity to jump on this trend. So the question is just going to be how much longer does it have in it? And don't know. It could go for months. So we'll just have to give it time to play out. Now, on the shorter term time frame, you can see we have price making higher highs, but look what the oscillator did. Much, much lower high. So that was a very bearish divergence. And then actually the indicator here, the oscillator has fallen below the zero line. That is also a little bit of extra bearish confirmation. The sentiment is trying to switch from bull to bear right now on the 60-minute time frame. We don't know yet if it's going to be able to. The MACD line did come down, kiss the zero line, and then bounce up, cross its signal line, and it is bullish again. And that's basically these last 2 hours right here that we've seen. So this market is trying to push higher, but even if it gets up to the same level as before, I mean, look how much lower the oscillator is going to be. That is an incredible divergence and strongly suggests a significant pullback on the 60-minute basis, which probably means a pullback to the 21 EMA, probably something like that. So there might be another entry as setting up here. We'll have to just keep an eye on it, see what happens, let the pullback happen, and then see where it stops, turns around, and then starts to head higher again. And then that would be a potential entry if you want to get long oil. All right, now let's take a peek at gold, which is heading lower. And look at this. We're almost there. That 100% level that I identified, yeah, it seems like forever ago, weeks and weeks ago at this point, from this flag here. We have this bear flag and then continuation, and we're almost there. I didn't think for a little while that we were actually going to get it. But it's looking like we might. So this is very interesting. We have absolutely hit the one here. I had said that this to me looked like a 60-minute flag when it was happening, and the 100% level was basically right here. And we went right down to that. Did bounce there, but then we've now pushed lower. And right now, anyway, it's looking like it's trying to continue lower. However, we've got price getting actually from all the way back here, lower, 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 and the oscillator here is getting higher and higher and higher. So the oscillator is certainly building up bullish momentum. Could it still have enough in it to get down to here? Yeah, possibly. Anything is possible. The market can just do whatever the buyers and sellers choose to do. So yes, it is possible, especially because on the daily basis, look at the oscillator. It's actually stronger than back here. It has actually picked up strength. It was looking a little bit divergent here briefly, but we had this rally which allowed it to get back up almost to the zero line and kind of bleed off this downward pressure and then go down for another leg, which has actually been stronger than this previous one. So I think it could very well have it in it to get down to that 100% level. We'll have to wait and see. I don't see that this trend is done yet, but we do have the momentum starting to build and want to reverse in the other direction. So just keep that in mind. If in fact it is going to reach that 100% level, we're getting close to the end. So a potential long entry could be shaping up here in the near future. All right, now let's take a peek at natural gas. And natural gas is looking like it's going to want to come down and kiss this zone down here. It is trying to get down to it. just kind of grinding away slowly. And right now, anyway, it's very, very close to that level. You can see, however, how divergent the oscillator is. I mean, from down there to here, up to here. The navigator, or excuse me, the oscillator has gotten stronger and stronger and stronger each time the price has pushed lower and lower and lower. So there's definitely bullish momentum building. I think price could reasonably get down into this area somewhere and then launch a new bullish move upwards, but we got to see some kind of confirming price action on that. And so far, we're still just seeing lower lows and lower highs and lower lows and lower highs. So the oscillator is also growing in strength at each push down. It's actually lower and lower and lower as well. So right now, we do not have anything resembling a divergence on the 60-minute time frame. So we're just looking for continuation. And I think we're likely to get it. So watch for this zone, watch for price to get down into it, and then start to form divergences on the 60-minute, which will help confirm the divergence we already see setting up on the daily. And then once you see things get above the zero line, especially because the oscillator has so little momentum in it here that it wouldn't take a whole lot for it to cross the zero line. And if we see that, and also on a divergence on the shorter time frame, that could be a really good indication that it's time to get long with a relatively low risk entry. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin, which, to my surprise, although pleasantly surprised, it has broken even higher. So it actually never really gave me the pullback I was looking for to form a higher low and then launch higher. It just started pushing higher, just straight away. So I have mixed feelings about this. I don't trust it for starters, because of this. We have a much lower oscillator here, even though price has gone higher. So that is a little bit concerning. This is not an increasing momentum move. So I don't know if it's going to really be able to hold on to it. On the 60-minute time frame, it's actually already given back some of that, and is looking to head lower. The oscillator is below the zero line here, and right now, things are looking like maybe that pullback is finally going to happen. Maybe we had one little last push to the upside, and then we'll pull back. We'll have to wait and see. We don't have it yet, but that is what I'm kind of looking for and expecting. Now, I am a crypto bull, so sure, I'm happy to see that happen. But I think it needs to pull back. It needs to pull back and form a higher low, and then it can launch a new push higher. But we got to stay over this 44.15 level, and if we can do that, then I'm feeling pretty good about all this. If we fall back into this area here somewhere, then I'm not wild about it. But it could. Sometimes markets will do that. They'll consolidate for a while, break out, and then come back into the consolidation range. And this was basically a first test. This is the bulls doing an exploratory push to say, hey, how strong are the bears? And if the answer is, yep, there's still some bears lurking up there, they will push price down by selling, but now they're not there anymore. They don't have anything left to sell if they've already sold out. So that means the next time the bears can push up, I'm sorry, excuse me, the bulls can push up, they have nothing in their way because the obstacles here are gone. So maybe we're seeing the same thing. We'll have to wait and see. We don't know yet. But right now, anyway, Bitcoin is trying to hang on to those big gains from before. We'll just have to see if it can actually do it or not. So keep an eye on your shorter time frame and watch out for switches between bull and bear on the oscillator. Watch for crosses of that zero line and watch for divergences as well. All right, that is it for me this morning. Take one last peek at the S&P, make sure nothing crazy's happened, and it has not. So I am going to go get ready for my trading day, go get ready for our premium chat room as well. So for those of you who will be in there, I'll see you in the room. And for everybody else, I will be back again on Friday morning to do this all over again. So looking forward to that. I hope you have a great day of trading today, a great day of trading tomorrow. And until Friday, trade well. Take care. Bye-bye.